Phakamani Ntimbane is an inspirational speaker, entrepreneur and author. Now, his newly released novel titled Nomzamo, The Story Behind the Skirt, seeks to inspire and make an impact on how people deal with the obstacles they encounter daily. Now, this is through the story of Nomzamo, a young girl born as a result of her mother's sexual molestation by her uncle when she was just 13 years old. Phakamani now joins me in studio to talk more about this heart-wrenching book, and heart-wrenching it is. Phakamani, thank you so much for joining us and a warm welcome.
Thank you, Simpiwe.
First of all, you say that life began when Nomzamo's mother, Nomvula, was raped by her uncle, and everything changed from there on, from how she sees life and everything around her. What do you mean by this?
It changed because by the moment her mother was raped, that's where all Nomzamo's life began. Because after that, remember when you read the story, you found out that she got pregnant. And then being pregnant, then she had to frame the current boyfriend at that time to say, now that I'm pregnant, you are the father. And the guy, just because he got scared and he had to just run away like that, and he lived with the conscience that, okay, I've impregnated someone and I'm still young, my family is not going to allow it. And then the grandmother, on the other hand, told her that, no, look, we can't be embarrassed, we can't allow this to happen. What are we going to say to the community? Just abort the child. So that's, and everything after it. Nomzamo's life grew up knowing, not knowing who the father is, not knowing where she originated from, and everything was just a lie. Her life was just a lie. Nothing around her makes sense.
And talk us through how this incident became a recurring theme throughout the book.
Yes, she was raped, and then after her mother was raped, she got married to Ben. After that, Ben raped Nomzamo, of which she was the stepfather. And Nomzamo got confused. She was about to go to university by that time. And when she got to university, things were just messed up because there was no one to finance her. Because she was hoping that Ben would finance her education. So by that time, she had no choice. Then she decided to sleep with the guy so that he could give her financial aid. So it's just a complicated story. And if you read, then she got affected because everything just turned out that it was all a lie. When she found out that, when Sia found out that Nomzamo is not a child, and then the mother had to confess that, in fact, you are the product of rape.
And you also break down what having been sexually molested as a woman at a very young age can do to a woman's spirit, to a woman's self-esteem. Talk us through that.
Yes, you see, man, rape is something that we as a community we have to deal with. We need to seek resolution and we need to educate our men. But then what touches me the most is that when we call conferences, when we call men's meeting, men don't pitch up. It's only good men who pitch up. So we need to man up. We need to accept that we as men, we have to take responsibility. We need to respect women because it's emotional. We are affecting them. Once you imagine raping a 2-year-old child or a 13-year-old child, and even like seeing her as someone that you can sleep with, worse in this case, it's a family member. How do you see someone like that? What do you take her for? I think we need to respect women and men up, just become men responsible and said, no, I cannot do this. If we cannot control our emotions, at least let us control our thinking. And we respect these people. We mustn't treat them as objects. Imagine this done to you, to your own child. So it becomes a problem. I think we have to deal with issues like that.
Now, Phakamani, in as much as this is fiction, but it carries real-life experiences, now talk us through the process of writing this book and where you drew the inspiration from.
Okay. Like you're saying, it's related to like real-life experiences, something that we as Africans, most Africans go through. When you look at Nomzamo, she got educated, a 3-year degree, and then after that, she had to spend years and years seeking for a job, but none came up, and it became a problem for her. When she got an interview, the man in charge had to sleep with her. He wanted to sleep with her, and she refused, of which is what most people are facing out there, and we prohibiting these people. And as much as we are empowering people to say, get educated, but then I also believe there must be opportunities. They must be taught how to start something else, because at the end of the day, when you look at the ending of the book, Nomzamo ended up having to start her own business. She was working in supermarkets, being a cashier, of which is what's happening. We look at someone maybe working in a garage, being a petrol attendant, and we think that they're not educated, only to find that the person has a degree and they're unemployed for a long, long, long time, of which is Nomzamo faced. Yeah. So the process of writing, I just thought of looking at the South African condition, the things that we face as young people, to say, okay, this is the reality, these are the things that we don't talk about. They say, okay, get education, but then there's a high number of people graduating each and every year, but job opportunities are limited. So I got inspiration from that.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm still going to write because I'm a writer. It's a talent, man.
And you're actually good at it. And, you know, as the author of this book, you sort of drive the reader's emotions. Some readers are seething with anger at what exactly happened to Nomzamo's mother, and some actually break down and cry at what such a woman went through in her life. So what is it that you want viewers, or rather readers, to take away from this book after reading it?
Okay, you know, like as you're saying, there are things that we cannot control. What was happening to Nomzamo was out of her control. She couldn't control, she couldn't do anything about it. But what I want readers to take from the book is that as much as we're going through tribulations, as much as things are not happening the way we want them to be, as much as life is not happening the way we structure it, the way we envision it, at the end of the day, keep doing what you are doing.
Okay. And where can you get hold of this book?
You can get it from takealot.com,
okay.
Then My African Buy, Book World, Adams Booksellers, and other selected P&A stores.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Phakamani, thank you so much for sharing. And it's actually a very, very catchy title, Nomzamo, Story Behind a Skirt.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, man.
All right, so that's Phakamani Ntimbane, and he's been speaking to us about the release of his latest book titled Nomzamo, The Story Behind the Skirt.